Hello everyone, this is Manikandan here. Today we are going to continue on the same topic of elimination of defense by diverting. So let's get started with the first puzzle. Here it is white's turn to play. Let's see. Here white is trying to capture the black queen, but the king is giving support. So white should find some way to divert this king. Could you find the way to divert the king? Yes, if you have found this one, that is correct. We can go bishop to h7 and then give a check to the king. So the king has to get diverted. He has to move somewhere. He can capture or he can move the king to h8. Whatever he does, we can capture the queen in the next move. Let's see the next one. Here it is white's turn to play. And you can also pause the video and try to think. Here it looks like white wants to get the knight, but they have a support from the bishop. So we want to find some way to divert this bishop, which we can do it by pushing the pawn to c6. So if the bishop captures this pawn, now we can get this knight. And what happens if the bishop doesn't capture? Example, even if he goes back to e8, we can capture this bishop, or even we can capture this knight. I think we can capture this bishop because it becomes a double attack, so that we can capture one more knight. And if they go bishop to e6, we can simply capture the bishop. So after c6, white will be having good moves in all the variations. Let's see the next one. Now it is white's turn to play. Here it looks like white wants to get the rook and bishop is giving support. So how can white divert this bishop so that he can get the rook? You can pause the video and try to think. Yes, we have to go pawn to g4 so that bishop gets diverted and then we can capture this rook. If you came up with something like knight into f5, this will not work because they can capture our knight and replace with a pawn so that the pawn can defend the rook. So we should go pawn to g4 and then we can take the rook. Let's see the next one. Here it is white's turn to play. It looks like white wants to get their queen and the king is protecting it. So could you find some way so that you can divert this king from f7? You can pause the video if you want more time. Yes. If you have come up with this answer, then that is correct. Bishop to e8 so that we can divert the king and then we can get this queen. Good. Let's see the next one. It is white's turn to play. Maybe this could be the slightly trickiest one. So if you have understood this concept, try to pause the video and think for white side. What should white play to win some black piece? Okay, it looks like white wants to get the knight, but the knight is defended by the bishop. So we have to find some way to divert the bishop so that we can get the knight. Could you find the best way to divert this bishop? If you have come up with something like knight to h4, trying to divert this bishop, this doesn't work because they will move the knight and escape. And if you have come up with the move pawn to e4, then that is correct. Super. If you have found this one, now the bishop gets diverted and then we can get the knight. I hope you have understood this puzzles. So that's all for today. See you next time. Bye.